Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today, this is the start of a mini series which I think is going to be about 6 or 7 episodes long, and it's going to be a series on an accessible world. Is going to be the name of the series. So this is episode 1 in the series, and yeah, I know, episode 1 in a series. If I don't know how many episodes, just depends how quickly I can get the point made, because you know I like to talk and go through things. Yeah. So Adam, is your link pulled up of the and the document? The document's pulled up. At least I've pulled the document up, but I just realised I didn't pull the link up. So hold on. So I have got. Let me show you. Hold on. So I've got here. Yeah, let me just turn. Sorry if you can't see that. I'm so sorry if you can't see. But so here I've got a laptop set here. So if you see me looking across, see me looking across the side, it's because I'm reading off the screen. So just before I do go ahead and pull up the article, I've went through and I've made a Google document, and there's only one item on the docket, which is basically just a list of things that we're going to go through. But in other videos there might be others, and I don't know what I'm doing each week, so it just depends on what I'm doing. And that is the kind of video that I'll make. Hold on, is that is new. Hashtag, this is not working. Hold on, just fix this up. When you're live, just I'm used to just fixing things when it needs fixed. I think that's that. So what I've done is I've made a document which you've seen, and that'll be linked down below, along with. That was not in the, well, I might put it in at the end, but it's not currently in the document. So for each one of these videos, there's going to be a docket attached, which gives you all the notes that I've made. It gives you a link to the source that I've used. It gives you key points. It gives you, I don't know what was the word I used at the bottom. Yeah, so obviously this is about an accessible website. So what I've done at the bottom is put how you can make a website accessible. So I've put image description, accessible, adjustable text. I've put things like that. So down at the bottom, not always be that, just with a different title. And it's a Google Doc, so the link to copy it, but it'll force you to make a copy into your own Google Drive, so you've got your own copy. I suggest you keep the copies of them, and don't be too alarmed if it's the same link over and over again, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep one document, but I'm just going to keep changing what's in it. That's why you need to make a copy into your own Google Drive, so you've got a copy of that one. So this is the first one, and it's got the date, but I'll need to change the date because this hasn't been filmed on the 16th, although yesterday was the 16th, but you are getting this on tomorrow at 7 AM. This video will go live at 7 AM. So that was me with these in case anyone's wondering, that was me with my earphone case. So yeah, I have never, hindsight, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not any of that, I'm not legally trained, I'm not, although I do have some legal opinions, which are on totally different cases. I do have my opinions about this case because, I mean, it's absurd, it's utterly absurd. Let me just, there we go. It's such an absurd case that you actually couldn't, it's absurd in the fact that it had to be brought as a case, if you know what I mean. The reason for the case is not absurd, it's absurd that the case had to be brought. I should mention I'm not doing this to slander a company, slander anyone. I'm purposely making this to prove a point that specifically online isn't always accessible, and I'm not wanting to slander any companies by this. I'm just trying to raise awareness that your website might be inaccessible, your apps might be inaccessible, but here's things you can do to make your website accessible. So let me get the link up before, because of course when I started filming I forgot that to get the document up, and now I've got the website, and it was CBC, and I'll get, it was CNBC that I got my information from. That's the word I was looking for. CNBC provided the information, so I will, in the document there's a link to this website so that you can see what I'm saying and how I'm reading, because I'm interested to see what your opinion is. We're 7 minutes in and I haven't even got into the actual case, so this could be a long one. So if you want to pause this right now and go get, I don't know, a hot drink, something to eat, because I don't know how long we're going to be here, but we're 7 minutes in, so for all I know it could be here a good 20 minutes. But I should mention that this is not a UK case. It's not a case from the UK, it's a US case. So that's how some of the terminology that they use, in the article, don't match up with what we would say in the UK, because it's an American case, and that's how it's a CNBC article that I found. I did find others that basically just said the same, so I just went eeny, meeny, miny, mo, found one like it. That's how it works. But they were all basically just saying the same thing, because I was seeing CNN do it, I was seeing pretty much, you name it, I saw them do it. They pretty much all said the same thing, just worded differently to make sure there was no copyright claim. Oh dear me, Thursday, hold on. Let me get a drink before we continue. Yeah, let me know what you're drinking while you're watching this, because I'm curious to see, am I the only Diet Coke person that loves Diet Coke, or cola, whatever you want to call it. I feel off balance, I absolutely feel off balance. be more weird. Okay, yeah. So I'm also going to. I created this a while ago, but I forgot to share it. I forgot to share it. There's also going to be you can now email me. There's now going to be an email down in all my descriptions of all my new videos. It won't be my old ones. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to keep up to date with this series. But the email address that I'm using is specifically for all of YouTube, so that I can have all the stuff to do with YouTube in one email address. Just in case anyone was concerned that this is just my everyday use email. No, it's specifically for YouTube for that reason, so that it's all kept separate. And plus, Google Drive space is expensive, and I'm not paying for extra when I need to make more documents for things like this. So again, if you see me looking off to the side, I am sorry. I will try and have a quick glance towards it, and then I'll get it back if it'll let me. Won't let me do that. I can do it, but the problem is, so I've got it on the riser, but I can't seem to level the riser properly. I'm still learning how to use it. It's just new. There's one. Yeah, surprisingly, that's all right. Let me see if we can. Do we need to angle that? Do we need to angle that down? Or are we okay? I think we need to angle up, if anything. There we go. There we go, because we can do that. We can find it there. So yeah. Again, I don't mean to slander any companies before I tell you what company I'm talking about. And I'm not just picking this one out there, it was pretty much the only one that I could find online. And it was a blind man had sued, or has sued, Domino's because he couldn't access their website. Now, I'm going to read a little bit from the actual bit, from the CNBC website. I can never get it right, because I always want to say NBC, but this CNBC is CNBC, yep. So I've got that open, that's fine, let me click towards it. So basically, key points. I think I've pretty much done key points in a shorter version. So basically, I've got the thing pulled up here. Like I said, not a lawyer, but basically what the US Supreme Court have said is, we're not hearing this because you want to make a claim that your website doesn't need to be accessible. Yeah, you know, like the kind of, we don't want to do this, we want to go back to the way it was. So it was that kind of, they're stalling for Domino's are basically stalling for time. Well, or where, sorry. This is was filed in 2019, we're now in 2023. So, unfortunately, I could not find anything of the end result, whether it was settled out of court, or whether, you know, they were ordered to do anything. But basically, the US Supreme Court denied a petition to basically hear the case, meaning that the victory that was given to this man and whatever court they initially went to would not be contested up at Supreme Court level. Which I think is the right thing to do, because if it's a victory, then surely. But equally, I can see if it wasn't a victory for him, I can see that him wanting to take this up to Supreme Court, but Domino's himself wanting to do it, I don't see. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by Domino's. I'm just trying to raise awareness of how you can make your site accessible. But it was pretty tricky to find a certain case scenario where this happened. Just to give you, now I can't say whether they have. Do I need to pull up the? But see, the issue is I can't pull up the version they probably use in America, because I'm not in America, I'm in the UK. So I can't even see whether they've changed it or not. Which doesn't really help me much with the case, but the fact is, it's pretty simple to let me do this. Yeah, what's the name? I'm just trying to find the name of the act. Their argument does not specify. I'm just trying to find the specific act. I think it was the. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to find it. I don't know what the name of it. I can't find it, but basically there's an act in America that was made years ago. I've not managed to read it, nor would I read it because it always is like it's that old that it's written in language that probably half this generation don't understand. But basically, Domino's are now arguing that that act then, in its current form, unless it's been updated, but to the best of my knowledge, it's not been, does not specify that it has to cater to having an accessible website. Now, it's so simple to have an accessible website, it's crazy simple. Like, now I'm going to give you all of, say, 2 minutes to put down in the comments what you think before I go through what you think accessibility wise and what you think of this case. Because I think it was absolutely outrageous. Like, my jaw was kind of like, my jaw was sat like this and I kind of had to go, push it up, just push my jaw up. Just kind of had to do that. And next week I can't even tell you what I'm doing because we're nearly 20 minutes in. We're about 18 minutes so far, so I think this is going to be one of the longer ones that I've ever made of a YouTube video, but because I don't think I've went over to 18 minutes, to be quite honest. So yeah, if you have said, I'll put that in at the end, hold on, and then what I'll do is, so basically, then it says on, when was it updated? Let me see, when was this updated? So the last this was updated was October 8th, 2019, so I'm assuming nothing since 2019 has happened. But basically, Domino's will try to petition, well, did try to petition the Supreme Court to hear the case, which would ultimately, the original judgment, which basically hands victory to this man, would have been in place until a verdict, if it was different, was reached by the Supreme Court. So really they were trying to buy time before they could, before they had to do whatever was in that judgment. I haven't seen it, but I do think that the fact that that website wasn't accessible. Like I say, I have no way to verify whether that website was accessible. This was both the website and the mobile phone app, despite using voiceover software or screen reader software that specifies on the document, or not the document, the website specifies. They was using screen reading software, so it wasn't as if you just couldn't see it. It was just the website was just inaccessible, and the app was just inaccessible, and that is just as for 2019. That is shocking, and if it's still like that today, that is just even worse. Like I say, I'm not trying to slander any companies. All I'm trying to do is raise awareness about this topic, because as we go further and further into the future, more and more services, more and more businesses are going to become digital. Almost partly or entirely, because that is just the way that the world is heading when it comes to accessibility, is that a lot of things are going digital when it comes to the economy. So it's important that all these issues that are had with, that sites have, that different things have in the world, is sorted before digitalization is really starting to really, like, almost you can't find what you want by going out. It needs to all be sorted out so that when this inevitable time of digitalization of a lot of websites, of a lot of shops, of a lot of businesses, particularly small businesses, it all needs to be sorted out to give people with vision impairments the same respect as other people, and two, the same accessibility levels as other people. It's just not fair. That's just, I know it sounds like I'm blaming, but I'm just trying to point out the issues so that the issues can maybe be fixed if they haven't. Or other businesses watching this can go, oh right, well, wait a minute, let me make sure, let me get people with vision impairments to use certain technology to have a look at my website and go, is it accessible? Is it not accessible? Is it, yeah? Or what can I do? Ask those questions. Just ask. So if you don't ask, you'll not know, and you'll maybe think your website is accessible when it's actually not, or you'll have an accessible website and you'll think it's not, potentially making things a lot worse. But this is just the next part of this, and I suppose this is the reason why I wanted to pick a specific case to use as, so basically I'll read what I've got here, right? In 2019, okay, sorry, I need to look at this and then look back at this. I keep forgetting, because I've not done a video where I've got the laptop set up and using this to film, so I'm kind of getting, see, once I get used to it the first couple of times I'll be okay, but until I get used to it, just give me some time to get used to it. I promise it will become a bit kind of easier as time goes on, so just so basically what I've written here, and you can read it yourself, as I say, you'll have the link to the document. The only thing I literally need to do is change the date. So this will be at 7 AM UK time, just in case I've got anyone in the US following me, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. What have I got around here? Internet. It's basically what I've said here. Basically what I've said is what I've just said to you. And obviously I've said that the Supreme Court handed victory to him, so that whatever, yeah. Yeah. And in case you're wondering, yeah, you do find out his name in the reports, but what I don't want to do is bring any unwanted attention to it. You do find out the man's name in the reports. You're welcome to read it, but just don't bring any bad attention to it. We only want good attention that will help people, because that is just what we're here to do as human beings. Right, so I suppose you're kind of wondering, right, why is he doing this? Why is he giving us examples? Because here's how we make a website accessible, just from personal experience, right? Personal experience. This is how I would make a website accessible. And I know there's like extensions that you can get. I know there's extensions you can get for websites. But let me back up, hold on. There's extensions you can get for websites, but I'm not naming extensions because you might want to go and get a different one to what I would suggest. So, and also certain countries have certain ones you can use on websites, and then others that you can't use to do with their laws and things like that. So really what I'm going to do is just name things that you can put into your website to incorporate, and then you can figure out what service, if you're building a website, that you want to use. So I'm not naming any like services like or extensions or things that you can put on your website. Well, I am sort of, but I'm not naming a specific brand. And that is what I'm trying to get across. Like I say, it's in the document, so it's in the document, so you can just go and have a look yourself, and if you have any questions, like I say, my email address will be down below, so just send me an email. It might take me a few days to get back to you, but you will get an automatic reply specifying that, because of the amount of emails that I might get. It might take a while. I think I said take about 2 to 3 business days, I think I said that, and my automatic reply, but I've got it to set an automatic reply so that you know that it's come to me, just so you know. Because there's nothing worse than thinking that an email has got lost and not went to the right person. Been there, done that. So let me go down, oh, that's why I can't go down, because it's there. So, image description and some, right, okay, so there's a few of these that I might need to explain. Image description means that basically when someone uses a screen reader, I'm hoping that you can't hear the background noise that I've got outside my room that I can't do anything about. So I'm hoping you can't hear it. I don't know whether you can hear it, I won't know until I'm done filming this, but I apologise profusely for any background noise that you can hear. And I also don't know when I'm turning my head, whether you can hear me when I turn my head to look at the computer, so that's how I'm sort of repeating things, and then I'm saying things, well I'm here, but then I'm turning my head so that you're seeing me. And it's basically for some people that might use subtitles or read the lips or whatever, because that's a thing. image description basically is when someone clicks on an image with, let's say, Apple voiceover, or voiceover from Apple, sorry, or JAWS, or whatever software they use, it will see there's an image, it will say image, and then if there's no description, it won't tell you what that image is. Unless, of course, it's an emoji and it's text. But on a website, say you're ordering something, it won't show you. You just kind of have to read. But basically, you can put an image description in so that when it hovers over that, it'll say image, someone going. Let's say it was a child going down a slide, so it would say child going down red slide with blue poles or something. I will say things like that to basically give the person that's watching, looking on your website, the opportunity to see what other people who usually watch your website or see your website see. But instead of them seeing an image, if they can't see an image, they're hearing it. Adaptable text. So this means the text can be blown up, the colour of it, the boldness of it, things like that. Yeah, that. Adaptable background colour. Now, some people find basically a bright white background too much. So, if anyone uses dark mode on their phone, basically things like that, different colours, and some people have conditions where if they don't look at things on a certain colour background, it jumps and it makes letters jump and numbers jump and everything just jumps around and they can't focus, and it's just awfully annoying. And it hurts their eyes as well, because I've got something very similar. If not identical to what I've just described. So yeah, I know what it's like, and I know how lovely it is just to have a coloured background, because mine is always a green colour. I've always used green. I don't tend to. Sometimes I'll use it, but if I'm making like a Google Doc, maybe I won't, because this was just a very quick thing to make. It took me a few hours because I kind of spread it out, but it was quick. Yeah, it's something on your website that can read aloud the text that you've written for other people. Now, I know you can get software, but I don't think websites should have to deal or rely on that person having software on their something that'll read it on their phone. I just don't think that that's acceptable for them websites to be able to have to do that at all. I think it's important that that you just allow for that to be done. I think it is important because it needs to be done. Everything gets done for a reason, and there's a reason why it gets done. So I think what websites really need to focus on is their accessibility and being able to cater to different eye conditions, different people, because no two people see exactly the same when it comes to blindness and vision impairment, because it's a spectrum. So no two people will be exactly the same. Okay, I know this is a long one because it's like 34 minutes and something seconds, but I know it's taking a wee while for me to get there, but I just want to make sure that you understand. And if you do have any questions in the comments, but if you do want to suggest things that I can do on this channel, put it in an email to me. Put it in an email, which I'll put my email down below, so you can email me. Or if you have any questions that you don't necessarily want to put in the comments, email me. That's going to be on pretty much all my new videos that have come out since this year. And yeah, really, I think this is actually, again, I'm fidgeting with this again. again, I think this is actually my first proper video other than a New Year's video and what I was planning for the year video, so it's nice to have everyone be able to be here, and I think we'll see quite a lot of content that will help you as we come to this year, because it's important that we all stay educated. Yeah, so I think in this series will be, I don't know how long this series will be, so it'll be an accessible world. I know I said inaccessible, but I want to make it an accessible world. That's going to be the name of there's also going to be a playlist. You know how when you go to a YouTube channel there's the playlist section, so it'll be in a playlist, so that when it's all done, if we ever finish this, then it'll be all done and you can see it. But other than that, everyone, thank you and goodbye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.